Warning, this is a review of Silent Hill Revelations. That's Silent Hill the movie 2 for those who don't know. There are no audio, video, video clips of the movie used in the making of this review, and the straight opinion piece. Please respect it and enjoy it. And leave a comment at the bottom at the end of it. Or also a pyramid head for you. You don't want that. Hello and welcome back to Kadic. I know it's only been about a couple of days since my last Kadic review went up, but heck, when you don't have a certain somebody with no camera breathing down your neck asking you to get rid of your backload, it can be made a whole lot easier. And seeing that Street Fighter the movie is one of the worst things in the history of celluloid, I just decided to cleanse my palate with something on the opposite end of the spectrum. Silent Hill Revelations is the sequel to the 2009 Silent Hill movie, which actually grossed damn well and was based around Silent Hill 1 and Silent Hill 2, and actually did a fine job at bringing the video game to life, even so much so that the effects from the movie were later utilized in the game Silent Hill Homecoming. You know, you've got it good when the video game takes cues from the movie it's based on. Now, Revelations was directed and written, strangely, by Michael J. Bassinet, a French-Canadian director who actually went to the fans to cast the lead role done by Adele Clements as Heather. A long casting call went out, and they found just the right character to play Silent Hill 3's lead role, seeing that Silent Hill 3 is the game this movie is based on. And trust me, it hits the game in every spot, from the weird, creepy bunny stuffed animal to the amusement park to even the creepy private eye in the mall. Everything is done almost to a perfect level, despite the movie's just $20 million budget, which most of it was spent on the superb visual and special effects. Trust me, every major Silent Hill monster is here from Silent Hill 3. The mannequins, the nurses, the weird spider things, and yes, even the almighty God himself, Pyramid Head, makes a debut. Granted, Pyramid Head doesn't work in the context of where the story is, but it's freaking Pyramid Head in a Silent Hill movie that actually fights at the end of the movie. So it's a major win-win. As for the story, well, it's pretty much straight ripped out of Silent Hill 3. Main protagonist from Silent Hill 2, played by the same guy that did it the last time, decides to move his daughter, who's gotten her name changed to Heather for witness protection purposes, or rather protection from the hill, has moved into to a new town and is starting her first day of school. A first day of school that is haunted by nightmares of Silent Hill and voices asking her to go back. On top of that, he meets a new kid in school by the name of Vincent. Yes, that Vincent, the main protagonist from Silent Hill 4, The Room. Who came up with the idea of merging Silent Hill 2, Silent Hill 3, and Silent Hill The Room? But this is unconsequential, seeing that he's just there to be a semi-romantic interest slash dick and to move the plot along. And it isn't before long before Daddy Dearest gets kidnapped and brought to the hill by the main protagonist from the first movie, Alyssa, and also we are given delightful background to finish the first movie's what happens next ending by a long monologue by Alyssa's mother. Granted, it's using the plot from the first Silent Hill movie, but continuity is a plus. So, well done. And soon thereafter, after a few arguments with Boy Toy, Heather eventually decides that there's no going back, and it's to shit all over the walls, overworld time for the entirety of the movie. In fact, for a survival horror game that uses guns, a gun is only fired in this movie, get this, 6 times. Most of the time, Heather's running for her life, which is a good thing because that's what you do in the hill. Special effects abound, and ultimately the good girl triumphs in the end, only to get picked up by the trucker from Silent Hill 1. Once again, nice game references all over this movie. On top of that, the movie ends with a correctional facility bus going the other way as the main characters are leaving, which is a direct reference to the start of the latest video game adaptation, Silent Hill Downpour. I wonder if they make enough money off of DVD sales of this thing, they'll turn Downpour into a movie. That would be kind of sweet. Plus, plus the game, plus the movie does a nice job at explaining what Silent Hill actually is and how the alternate dimension actually works by saying that there are multiple Silent Hills within Silent Hill, and that Silent Hill takes on the subconscious of the person they're in. Once again, the director slash writer paid attention to what game he was adapting. Yay! And I don't mean just Fluttershy, yay. I mean stand up and cheer with pom-poms, yay. Finally, a guy that gets it. The music is creepy, the ambiance is perfect. Yes, there are a bunch of cheap scares that will only scare the young folk, but heck, the creepy atmosphere of Silent Hill is done perfectly. And if you need blood and gore in your Silent Hill, oh yes, there's plenty. In fact, all the characters that didn't matter in the first film essentially get axed within 20 minutes. It's a beautiful thing. And plus you get to see Pyramid Head shank some people's fingers off with his big ass cloud shank before he goes on Mortal Kombat on the main protagonist of this flick near the end of it. On off, Silent Hill Revelations is the perfect movie adaptation of a video game. No bullshit, using the video game story as the number one reason you do it. And that's why this movie succeeds. It knows it's a video game first, and the movie follows suit. Yes, the writing isn't going to win any awards for excellence, but Who cares? It's a Silent Hill movie. In fact, there's a lot more action and cheap scares in this movie than there is actual dialogue. That's what's so amazing about this movie. So, what's the grade? If Street Fighter got a 4, and quite frankly, that was a merciless 4 on behalf of Raw Julia, then this one is the exact opposite. A 10 out of 10. This is how you do a video game movie. Here's looking at you, Resident Evil, Doom, Super Mario Brothers, and every other crappy, moody adaptation that's to come. And that includes you too, Need for Speed. Until we do the Kadic reviews again, this is Uncle Line 59. This is part of CodeEquestria. Live life by the code.